All right, welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is January 7th, 11:10 a.m. here in the Arizona desert, and it's definitely an interesting day in the market. All right, check it out, bitcoindailyview.com. A lot of things that I use as far as indicators and such are there, so more for you there. Looking at the crypto universe in squares, okay? A mix of green and red in the market at this time. I'm going to double check that here on my phone. Sorry, just to make sure. Let me look at that. Coin 360 here is sometimes a little off. Yeah, definitely about matches, about a mix of green and red in the market. Definitely Mana has not been taking this crap at all and has been moving up pretty darn strongly. So let's rock through the stuff. Bitcoin trade volume is still down to my dismay, but looking at spot trading volume on Binance, 23 billion. You want to have at least 30 billion for a day that's really happening at all. So 50 billion is way better. Anyway, 23 billion, and we are down 11.96 last 24 hours. So we had an uptick yesterday in volume, but today that's not sticking around. So volume is higher than it was over the last 24 hours, than it was yesterday, but the volume is not pumping like it was. So volume has changed directions towards the downside. For derivatives, you want to see 75 billion. Well, we are seeing 85 billion. That's good. But we are down 11.87%. So in general, volume is potty. It's not good. Looking at this, let's see, I'm still working on figuring this out. Sorry guys, I've not had a chance recently to spend the time that I need to with this. But basically, you know what? Screw it. I need to spend some time looking at this and get a better idea of this. But let's say looking at the last 24 hours, as you can see. Anyway, screw it. Volume, whatever. I don't even know. I wish I could tell you what the explicit Bitcoin trading volume was last 24 hours, but I can't yet. I will. I'll get it out of that chart. Just I've had to do things and I haven't been able to sit here and hack at that. Looking at something new that we'll be looking at from coinanalyze.net. We'll just check it out daily. Basically looking at open interest. So open interest right now, all 14.1 billion, perpetual 11.2 billion, future 2.8 billion. So basically, actually, I'm gonna do that one more time. So as far as open interest, all 14 billion, down 3.6% last 24 hours. Perpetual 11.2 billion, down 4.13% last 24 hours, and future 2.8 billion, down 1.6% last 24 hours. What does that mean? I'm not even completely sure, but I'm going to share that with you. We'll start watching it every day. Oh, liquidations would be kind of cool. Does it show that? Liquidations. Ooh, what do we have liquidated recently? Let's see, all perpetual future liquidations, like long, short. Oh, so interesting. So we're seeing last 24 hours, 130 million in longs liquidated and 44 million in shorts liquidated, but based on from what exchanges and such, it doesn't seem like that much. Anyway, these are new things that I'm looking at. I'm kind of inspired to do that because Bitcoin trading volume has gone away. So we're going to start using bitcoinity.org and definitely looking at the open interest and funding rates and such. And we'll get focused on that and start watching that daily, just because if you watch it daily, when something, then you'll know what it means, right? So with that said, looking at this amazing thing that someone tipped me off to over at Blockchain Education, aggr.trade. This is really phenomenal. And I will link to this under indicators on bitcoindailyview.com. I just have not gone over there and done that yet, but I will add that. It should, so it's an easy find, but check it out. There's a $3.3 million buy. This is really fun because you can tune this. This basically, it's showing you buys and sells. Reds are sells, and greens are buys. And I'm still working out what the other colors mean, to be honest with you. But anyway, this is kind of interesting. This is for Bitcoin. So you can really watch, if you actually watch these buys and sells come in, it's kind of fun. What's that? Rect. Oh, Rect. Is that liquid? Is that Rect. Interesting. Anyway, I know I'm kind of probably not too convincing right now because I'm actually trying out some new charts, some new things to check out daily. I'm not even completely sure what all of them mean yet, but we will zero in on them so that they are meaningful to us. Rect. What does that mean? I know what rect means, but does that mean that's a long or a short rect? Anyway, I'm working on figuring out what these colors mean, and we'll get a better idea. But I know red is sell and green is buy. So anyway, you can watch the whales kind of play, and it's quite interesting. And you can watch the big sells and big buys come in, and you can watch the price action move. So as you can see right now, what we got going on here, we've got some big we got some buys coming in, boom, 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 in a row coming in, and watch that. There goes the price action. This is really fun. Oh, there's some sells coming in the counter. People are playing with 100 and 200K chunks. Look at that. There you go. There's 671K sell. Boom, puts that price back down. Here comes a couple more sells, and it goes down. This is really fun to watch because you can actually see what's going on. And there's some oscillators here at the bottom that are very, very telling. Also, I need to get a better handle on what those are exactly. So with that said, more to come. These will mean more to us in the near future, everybody, when I figure them out. For longs versus shorts on Binance, where the most volume is, I think, arguably Coinbase could be in the running too. But actually, you know what? Let's go back to that real briefly here. Just check it out. So Binance and Coinbase are definitely where the spot trading is happening. So like I said, we already looked at this, but Binance 23 billion, 23.9 billion, Coinbase 6.3 billion. So Coinbase and Binance are really the ones where the action is happening for sure. So looking at this, you can watch the whales and play. It's kind of fun to watch. If anybody ever wonders, like, is the market manipulated? Well, be that as it may, one way or the other, but you can see the size of buys that are happening that are actually making the price action move, and how quickly. Look at that, a 424K buy. Sell. Boom. There you go. Bam. Comes down. Our bull's going to counter that. Come on. Don't take it sitting still. It's just fun to watch them just play back and forth. And most likely, they're on a conference call. Okay, you sell, we'll buy. You buy, we'll sell. You sell with leverage, I'll buy with this. I bet you there's people just working this all day long with these slight percent differences and these big buys and sells that are just making crazy money. Don't resent them. Just try to figure out the conference call number that they're on. And when you get it, just slide it to me. 75% long, 24% shorts for Bitcoin longs versus shorts. So longs versus shorts for Bitcoin on Binance, 75% long, 24% short. For Ethereum, 73% long, 26% short. So definitely a long bias right now. But check this out. I'm not sure if I'd be longing right now. Because here's the deal. Here's a daily chart. We are below the 200 moving average, the white one, below the 314 moving average, the blue one, below the 50 moving average, which is the green one. We are below. Look at these daily candles. They are just dump. We already wicked down to gosh, do we actually get under 40K? Darn near. Well, 41K something. Look at the daily MACD. It's still potty. Now, here's the thing. Let's look at the MACD on a 12. I'm sorry, it's a 6 hour. Let's look at the MACD on a 12-hour chart to see if we have any kind of a difference. No, 12-hour chart is still downwards candles, still negative MACD. How about a 2-hour chart? See which way things might be going. 2-hour chart starting to level out and sort of argue there, as you can see. So I think that don't be surprised if we do see possibly in the next 24 hours. It would not surprise me if we did see the tangent of the daily MACD possibly turn positive, and that would be a nice thing. Also, be wary if you are shorting right now. Watch that 2-hour MACD. When that does make a strong break towards positive, usually the daily tends to follow. It just does. I can't tell you why, but it does. You can retroactively check that yourself. 4-hour chart. If we do it's a 4-hour chart for Bitcoin versus USDT. If I do a Fibonacci sequence starting back here when we first started moving up back around the end of September, you can see we've given it all back. Now, are we going to bounce there at around 40,840? Are we going to bounce here? This would be a very logical spot to bounce. You give it all back and you bounce. Or are we seriously, free fall dumping here, which would be kind of an unpleasant thing. Now, if I also do go back here to the Fib sequence from around the 19th of July, you can see we definitely have gone below the 618 sweet spot. And could we be heading for a 786? Bounce? That would be like 37,800. Many have talked about possibility of hitting like 39, 38K. It would make sense Fibonacci sequence wise. And one of the things I mentioned in like the title of this particular instance here of Bitcoin Daily View is Bitcoin Truth Seekers. Think for yourselves. Honestly, I'm taking a bit of a crypto news break right now because Here's the thing. When it's pumping, people are like, it's so great. It's going to blah, blah, blah. Then when it starts dumping, people are like, it's the end. It's got to go to 10K. It has to, because whatever, right? Like, it just sounds like a monster truck rally, like you'll only pay for, you'll buy a whole seat, but you only need the edge when you watch Bitcoin free fall into, whatever, right? So it's just sort of like, if you hedged out, like when you saw this daily MACD getting ready to turn negative, if you had a hedge out of some of your HODL or whatever, you're set, right? You also could pretty much expect the market to start to go dumping then. So if you played it right, you played it right. If you didn't and you stayed in, well, you're in for the ride probably, right? So take a break. But with that said, we definitely are seeing some alts that are making moves, and we'll look at those because we got to make money. Anyway, Bitcoin downwards channel on the 45-minute chart here. We are just pushing the bottom of that RSI cave. Really, Bitcoin's dumping about as hard as it can right now without outright just friggin', monster truck rally, red candle to hell, So anyway, these indicators don't look too hopeful. I mean, it's just one of the things. It's dumping until it gets out of its system. And you know who decides when and where that is? These big fuckers over here doing like $1.4 million sells, $1.1 million sell. Oh, let me guess. You woke up this morning and you were like, I think I'll sell $1 million of Bitcoin right now at probably a loss if you look at your dollar cost, whatever their average, was. So the big boys are playing right now. Let them get it out of their system. And when they do, well, there you go, right? You'll know what to do. Anyway, it's like I say, Bitcoin dumping. It's just dumping. Just sit back, relax, think for yourself. Do you think it's the end? Do you think it's not? Do you think we're going down to 38, 39K? Do you think we're going to bounce here? Just, this is a good day to trim your bonsais and stuff and just do other things. If you're shorting, beware though. I think we might be hitting the bottom of this thing. So be wary if you're a shorter. And that also means if you're just a person who hedged out and you can, shorting with zero leverage, basically just shorting, selling, if you're out a little bit, watch for that turnaround. But anyway, Ethereum versus USDT on the 4-hour chart. And if I do a Fibonacci sequence way back here at the end of September, as you can see, we've given more back than even the 786 right now. It's all a matter of, does Ethereum want to bounce yet? Right now, it's just dumping hard, just like Bitcoin is. Can Ethereum versus BTC be a buy? Will Ethereum recover quicker than Bitcoin? Right now, looking at the chart here, it ain't a buy yet, but I'm watching because when things turn up, it might just, be a play. Looking at ONG versus BTC, as you can see, powerful break above the 200 moving average. It just friggin' cranked, came back down, going sideways. Indicators are cooling off. I think it might be getting ready to turn back up. This is what I'm talking about. I love this. So you got an alt ONG versus BTC. Honestly, looking at these indicators, give it a moment to get a couple confirmed candles here. Not financial advice, entertainment purposes only, people. I'm just saying it's definitely cooling off after a hard run. Watch this thing. Maybe you want to wait for it to get like a higher high, possibly like maybe a higher high to here, and then, hop back in or something like that. But just be watchful. This sucker, these indicators, the KRI is turning up. Stochastic RSI, check that out, guys. This is pretty slick. Stochastic RSI, 45-minute chart, immediate price action. I know, but look at that. We are hanging out down here in the sweet oversold area. I like it. Let's look at the hourly chart because it tends to actually be a little bit more accurate with that one indicator. Oh, look at that sweet thing. It's that tangent is turning up. Is ONG versus BTC. Is this thing getting ready to run more? I don't know, guys. I kind of like the way it looks. I got to tell you. I mean, it just pumped. It cooled off. Let's look at it with a like a 15-minute chart. It's doing all right. It's turning up. Anyway, with the market so volatile, everything is kind of speculative right now. But you know what I mean? I might go in actually and put a buy in here where it's at, just a market, and then put a stop right on the 200 moving average right around 1745. I'll put a stop in right there, put a buy in, see if this thing continues running. Once it goes up a couple percent, I'll put a trailing take profit in and see how it goes. Might be a way to make some sweet BTC sats. But right now the market is risky, so beware. Phantasma Sol versus USDT. I love it. It was going up, doing great. It came down to the 200 moving average with this volatility. It ran between the 200 and the 314 for a while, and then basically gave it up. It's down here at the bottom of the RSI cave, and boom, there you go. And one more indicator to mention. I actually updated my chart, my stuff here. Is it there? It should be. I gotta get to the right indicator. I don't want to waste time. Standard. It should be there. I'm not seeing it. Anyway, I'm also going to start using the 90 EMA here too. It kind of matches the 200 to some extent quite often, but it doesn't seem to be there anyway. I don't want to delay things here, so we'll keep on cruising. But in future episodes, we'll also be taking the 90 EMA into account too. It's kind of like the 200 moving average. It is a big make or break area, and it adds a little bit more luminosity to the chart. So we'll be using that in the future. Can I actually get it here? Templates. I thought, as you can see, I have a ridiculous shit ton of templates. Where are you at there? It should be there. Anyway, 90 EMA, it's coming. C98 versus BTC. Look at this wonderful thing. Even with this volatility, it took a dump, yes, but it stayed above the moving average. It's moving up again, bounced at the top of the RSI cave. Now it's chilling out. Watch these indicators. They're only getting stronger. I'd expect this guy to possibly go. Now, I mean, if we do look here, this here was not a higher high, so be watchful. But this is definitely one that I am watching. So just gird your loins, be on your guard. This one definitely may continue running up, especially if it dumps again. The ADX is where we want it. It's right around 23, 24. Directional index is in the green. Squeeze indicator is good. KRI is good. But notice all these indicators are turning down right now. I think it's getting ready to cool off. Wait for this stochastic RSI to hit the bottom. Let this thing start moving up. C98 versus BTC, if this is one that you can trade, might be a play. SHIB versus USDT. Screw it. It's still nowhere. Anyway, Band versus USDT. It was running really good. Went below the 200 moving average. Now the 314. Now it's challenging the 314. It wicked over the 200. It's trying to make a run. Worth watching, but it's probably out of the running for the immediate future. Let's check this out. Mana versus USDT. What I like about this is it's on a lot of exchanges. A lot of people can play Mana, so it's on Binance, it's on KuCoin, Binance US versus Tether. That's really, really nice. I like that. Is it on? Did I see it on? Is it versus USD on Coinbase? It's versus USD. You can get it versus USD. So anyway, let's look on Binance where the extreme volume is. Okay. Mana has been nuts, man. So watching Mana, okay, this is what I love. Now check this out, okay. We have it was dumping. Okay, how long has this thing been dumping for? Look at a 4-hour chart. Get us some space here. You can see here that it's been, this is what I like seeing. I like seeing this kind of thing. It's a 4-hour chart. We're definitely pulling in some data here. Boom, as you can see. Looking ever since around like the middle of November, it's been kind of on a downwards trend. But do check this out. Now we're going to get a little bit more granular. As you can see right now in the 4-hour chart, it is, and thank you. This is awesome. It's awesome being here, everybody. Thank you for watching or watching now or watching later. Trying to get these consistent daily so that we can, gather more info, trying to get more indicators, even some on-chain data. I want to kind of keep making it better because I'm doing it well for myself so I can get myself trading in the morning and see what's going on. But also, hey, I mean, for everybody else too, because I mean, I dig it. If you're interested, then I like sharing it. I mean, I'm going to do this. Why not just do it while talking, since I talk to myself anyway? So I'll just talk out loud and I'll share it with you guys and gals. With that said, now on the 4-hour chart, you can see we're beginning to challenge this 200 moving average. It's been a really, really radical push upwards. Let's look at a 45-minute chart and check this thing out a little bit closer. Here's what I like that I'm seeing. And sorry, I've done my 90 EMA in here. I'll add it in future episodes. I don't know why it's not showing up. It's very illuminating, the 90 EMA along with the 200 moving average. And that comes from Blockchain Education. So by golly, go check them out. With that said, let's look at this. Let's look at this here with a forecast. This thing pretty much pumped like straight up like 15%. It wicked like almost 20. If you count that wick there. So that's a pretty powerful thing. Now, that got it a Blue Diamond Merit Badge. and that comes from blockchain education indicators. Something that we call a blitz, basically, where if you break the 200 and 314 within 1 or 2 candles, you get a blue diamond merit badge. Everyone likes those. That usually means you got some serious firepower going on, and that's a good thing. You want to note that, you want to know that happened, right? Okay, so it made that blitz. Kind of bounce out the bottom of the RSI cave here. In general, things are looking pretty good. I mean, it's definitely doing a cool off right now, which is kind of to be expected. It couldn't hold above that 200 moving average. You kind of blitzed above, got below, ran between the 214 and the 314, the 200 and the 314. It was doing good for a while. It's having a hard time with Bitcoin's volatility. It's understandable, but you know what? Watch this thing. This is definitely a coin that could start moving. I mean, what I love to see, I'm going to be honest with you, this is what I'm looking for really, is these nice downtrends, and then a strong break above the 200 moving average. That is what you want to see. That's where the money is. So watch this one. Definitely. I'm going to put an alert in like right now, just since you guys are sitting here, just in case you don't do this a lot. You go over here, you do that. You say mana versus USDT crossing. For you, it may be different. Okay. But basically crossing the 200 moving average for me, that is, sorry to hold you up. For me, it's buried way in here. Okay, so forgive me. But basically, crossing that 200 moving average, and I just want to say mana versus USDT crossed 200 MA. That just means, hey man, go check it out. Because when it gets above that, if these indicators are looking strong, it definitely might be a player. So watch this one. It's giving me some indicators that it wants to party. Okay, so with that said, let's go back 1 second. What are the Bears and the Bulls doing right now? Man, they are really rocking. The Bears and Bulls are trying to do something today. Like I say, I'll figure out all these colors mean, and I'll let you guys know. If you happen to already know, then let me know. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to put it in the live chat right now. So if you guys want to check it out, if anybody wants to research that and tell me what the colors mean or where to see, I will definitely do that. And anyway, everybody, the Bulls and Bears are on each other. I mean, look at that $1.3 million sell. Look at that 962K buy. I mean, damn. They're fighting. They look at the downwards trend. You see it. It's going and going. And you see some nice big buys come in, push it back up. I mean, I would love to just be a fly on the wall on the day traders that are rocking with this kind of money. I mean, wouldn't you? That'd be friggin' wild. You know what I mean? So anyway, everybody, hey, check it out. Hopefully I will see you guys here daily. That is my plan for this year. It's my New Year's resolution to get out here and do this better and better every day and share it. And if you guys have suggestions of things that I can look at daily that are good measurements to see what the market's doing, I will do so. I love blockchain education. Check them out in the show notes. Also, Trade Genius is amazing. I'm going to start showing some charts with their indicators. They're really wonderful. They add a lot of insight. So both of them are premier. They're both badass. Check them out. You just really can't go wrong being a member of either or both. I will say with Trade Genius, if you are a traditional trader, they are doing that also, and you're going to glean a lot from being there. So really, I don't even consider them competition. They're both just amazing. Do what works for you. I really endorse them. Try both of them out. You're going to end up keeping both. With that said, everybody, for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, you know what happens. A piece of shit globalist cries. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow or later today if something crazy happens.